Skilled metal workers, what's good? What's good? We back. Still getting my throat together. Now, guess what? Today I wanted to talk. Hey, let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about being with somebody forever? Of course you have. Every human has. I mean, being with somebody forever, in a way, sounds awesome. But it also, in a way, sounds impossible. Like, how could I really share my life with somebody successfully for the rest of my life and it not end in disaster? Because I know me, you know you, and we know that we're flawed. Well, today, I'm going to give you my 10 top tips for marriage success. And I know you might be looking like, Marcus, what do you know about marriage? Well, check it out. I've actually been married for 20 plus years. So I know a few things. I made a lot of mistakes. And in that process, I've learned some things that I've done well or some things that I can do well. I've actually done some of them well, and some of them I'm still working on. So anyway, with no further ado, I'm going to give you my 10 top tips for marriage success. We ready? All right. Drum roll. Boom. All right, here we go. All right, and I'm going to count it down straight up nighttime talk show style, okay? Y'all ready? All right. So, number 10 is kind of, I don't want to say least favorite, but I had to rank them, right? So, number 10 is kind of like, number one is my favorite, or the one I think is the most impactful. I'll just say that. All of them are good. Number 10, go to church together. All right, I know that sounds cliche and kind of common sense, but seriously, it's twofold. One, go to church. You gotta be in a church. You gotta learn more about the Lord. You have to be among a body of believers that can encourage you, that you can be accountable to, that you can just grow together in. And so that's kind of the second fold of the twofold. The second fold is you're doing it together. It's not enough just to go to church. You know, you go to your church, I go to my church. No, you guys need to find a church together that you grow together, that you're in sync with, and that y'all can really be encouraged by, nourished by. Finding like older families, finding some families your age, finding some families that you can even mentor eventually. That's what you need. You got to go to church together. Okay. All right. So that's number 10. Number 9, go to the bank together. Go to the bank together. Yeah. Go to the bank together. Now, what I mean by that is put your money together in the bank, together in the same account, together. All right. I know a lot of people in this day and age in the world are saying, no, y'all keep your money separate. You got your money, I got my money. Y'all split the bills. Almost sounds like, a college roommate or something. No, put your money together. The two are becoming one. And honestly, if the money is a representation of who you are, and if you're not living in a way where you can join your finances and come to a decision together on your finances, forgetting about how much money you make, how much money I make. Nah, it's how much money we make, how much money we got or don't got. Put it together and then start working through life together. So, all right, so go to the bank together, put your money together, and then allocate together. So what I mean by that is you have bills, financial decisions that you need to make, investments, debts, whatever it is, y'all come together with that. And this is something really you need to know and determine and purpose, if at all possible, before you get married. If you got debt, y'all need to talk about that before you get married. You need to know how much debt you're working with. Just because you got debt, that doesn't mean necessarily that this is a person you don't want to marry. It could be a red flag, though. You need to talk about, okay, what's the deal with this debt? Where did it come from? Why did you accrue this? And then y'all need to start game planning. How are we going to knock this out? How are we going to get on the other side of it? Okay. So you know about the debt and you know about the bills. And when it comes to, once you kind of have that, when it comes to just like practical paycheck, however your revenue comes in, then you start allocating that. And what that means is you put pen to paper. Let's say let's say you get paid $3,000 every 2 weeks. Okay, take that $3,000. Okay, 10% or more is going to tithes. 10% is going to investing. Okay, we got a water bill, light bill, mortgage, rent, whatever it is, and start giving your money orders. And then so one of y'all is gonna be this is basically Dave Ramsey and financial peace. And no, I might not like see eye to eye with Dave Ramsey on everything. This is a foundational piece that will help you guys travel through life together, with money as your sidekick, and being able to make money work for you instead of having money issues tear you apart. Okay, put your money together. Well, first talk about the story where you guys are independently. Put your money together and then allocate so that y'all can start working out the issues and the challenges that you have with money. Again, I think I might have said this. If I didn't, one of y'all is going to be more nerdy about it. The other one is going to be a little bit more carefree. Nerdy man, nerdy girl, y'all, you give the assignment. You give the game plan for the money. And then the other person gets to look at it and approve it or contest it, and y'all work together. Of course, we coming from a biblical framework. So if there has to be a deciding vote, men, you got to step up. You got to lead, and you got to be the deciding vote. And you have to take accountability for whatever is decided. Okay? All right. Enough about that. Let's see. Number 8. This could have been number 1 for sure. Number 8. No sex before marriage. Some of y'all, it's too late. But if you're dating, no sex before marriage. If you already have fallen into that trap, break away from it. The reason why is because sex, one, biblically is reserved for marriage. 2, it clouds your judgment. It's hard to really know, hey, do I really love this person? Can I be with this person forever? Or am I just in this relationship because of what I'm getting out of it? So, no sex before marriage. And then, the other thing, my wife and I, we did this. And the other benefit that I found from this is being faithful. It helped me do a better job of being faithful. It sounds kind of counterintuitive, but if I love this woman that I'm dating and I got the hots for her, but I'm not doing that with her, how much more messed up would it be for me to go out and do it with somebody else? So, no sex before marriage. It will strengthen the relationship. All right. Number 7, never say this word. What word, you may ask? This word. Never say this word, okay? Never say it. Now, the reason why you never say it is because it's not even on the table. Get out of here. It's not even on the table, okay? Once you get married, unless there is a life-threatening issue, unless if it's life-threatening, then y'all need to at least separate. Maybe take it a little bit further than that. Unless it's like some super crazy extenuating situation. It's not on the table. And I'm going to tell you, number 1 should take care of this and make sure it's never on the table. But never talk about that word because it's not an option. You don't want to joke about it. You don't want to bring it into your lexicon, okay? Or your vocabulary, okay? You just don't want to. And no matter how high or low your situation is, you're going to work through it. You guys just are committed to working through it, okay? And so number 7, never say that word. All right, number 6, read lips. What I mean by read lips is listen intently to what your spouse is talking about. I know some of us got, significant others that are significant talkers, but, significant talkers need to be listened to too, okay? The reason why it's so important to listen to your spouse is because that's how you learn your spouse. That's how you learn how to be a good husband or wife. Sometimes you think you know what a person is going to say. This is super tough to do. It's not. I'm not saying it's easy, but you learn how to love them, and as you listen and learn how to love them, and maybe what their core motivations are, core wounds, desires, all of those things, it makes it a lot easier to just be the person that you need to be for your spouse. Sounds super simple. Sounds like, a no-brainer, but it really is tough to do, especially when the pressures of life get to you, and you just have all these things that you need to do, and it's like, come on, get to the point. I already know what you're going to say. But even if you think you know what they're going to say, you still have to give them the love and the respect to hear it. Even if you've heard it like 8 times, listen to your spouse. And even in the listening, it will make it easier for them to get on board with what you want to do or what you're trying to get done. Listen. It will be the key to figuring out your spouse, to getting on the same page with your spouse, and if you need to sell your spouse on something that you want to do or need to do, it'll give you the opportunity to do that as well, to really know how to persuade them. Nothing wrong with lovingly persuading your spouse, especially if God is giving you vision for where you guys need to go. All right. Number 5, also super important. Forget 50-50. Throw 50-50 out the window. More than 50-50, you got to go 100-100. What I mean by that is sometimes your spouse is only going to be able to give like maybe 2%. Maybe they're sick. Maybe they're sick physically. Maybe they're sick a little bit mentally. Whatever the case may be, they might be just going through some stuff, and they just are not in a position to give a 50% to make this relationship work. And in that case, you are going to have to pour it on. You're going to have to eat crow. You're going to have to pray. You're going to have to fast. You're going to have to come up with solutions to problems. You're going to have to do whatever you need to do. Every relationship goes through it. It's not like people are always going to be given 50-50 on both ends. It fluctuates. And so you're going to have to be prepared to give 100-100. And sometimes sometimes you're thinking that you're giving 100 and you're giving like a strong 14. And your spouse is thinking, man, he ain't giving anything. And they're trying to give 100 and maybe they only giving 35. You guys only working with 49%. You got to try to give 100% over 100%. Okay? Number 4, always go before the Father together. Pray together. Pray together. Like in good times, pray together. Might be prayers of praise and thanksgiving, but in tough times and just in regular everyday time, pray together. When it's just regular times, it might just be prayers of preparation. And when it is tough times, it might be prayers of pleading. Lord God, please bring us through this situation. But just establish the habit. And make it very, can be formal, can be disciplined, but at the same time, make it just, pop-up prayers. Hey, babe, love you. Hey, wanted to pray for you real quick. Hey, babe, just thinking about this. I just feel like we need to pray about this. Like, just be praying. You know what I'm saying? Pray without ceasing, just like the word says. Okay? Number 4 was pray. Go before the Father together. Pray together. Now, number 3, always go behind their back in prayer. All right? Always go behind their back in prayer. So what I mean, just as much as you guys are praying together, you got to be praying without ceasing, even when you're not around your spouse. Now, this could be you praying, hey, Lord, help me to stay on the right track. I'm feeling kind of weary. Help me stay on the right track. Or I'm feeling kind of tempted. Help me stay on the right track. I'm feeling kind of confused. Help me stay on the right track. I really don't want to be in this marriage anymore. Help me stay on the right track. Lord, my spouse is jacked up. I see right there, I see that thing on them that they need to fix. Go behind their back. Pray and ask God to go behind their back and fix them. You don't have to try to change your spouse. So when I'm saying that's kind of I didn't even put that as one overtly, but covertly, what I'm saying is communication is very important. I didn't necessarily put communication on here. I could have. A bunch of them I could have put on there. Communication is very important. But as you've communicated something, pray about that thing. But if it's a situation and y'all have communicated, you're not seeing eye to eye, pray about it. Pray behind their back. Hey, Lord, my husband is just way too angry. Okay, cool. You talked to him about it already. You tried to tell him. Pray behind their back. Trust that the Lord will work to change things. Okay? Let's see here. Number 2. It's one of my favorites, of course, because it's number 2. Run the triangle offense. Now, what I mean by triangle offense. All right. Some of y'all old heads like me, y'all know about Jordan and his historical run as a Chicago Bull, 2 3-peats. And one of the things that was key and crucial was the triangle offense, okay? I'm not going to go into it. Honestly, I still don't even understand it. But the triangle offense was crucial. They was killing people with it. And then I think Phil Jackson came back and used it with Kobe too. All right, but this is our triangle offense. You see that? You see that? Okay, by us, I mean all of us spouses that are on this, looking at this, and then them is our significant other. All right, so look, what we got to do, we have to keep moving toward God. And guess what? As we move closer to God, guess who we move closer to? Our spouse. They work to move closer to God. We work to move closer to God. And if we both are doing that, we don't have to worry as much about being close to each other. So every time you read the Bible, every time you hear a sermon, and it talks to you, guess what? When we talk to you about loving your neighbor as yourself, talks about husbands, love your wife as Christ loves the church. Wives, submit to your husband as unto the Lord. Right there, you got your practice. Your homework is your spouse. You can apply it right there to your spouse. When the word starts talking about forgiveness, being charitable, giving, you got somebody right there that you can practice on. The more that you love the Lord and move toward the Lord, the more he's going to speak to you about how to love your spouse. And the spouse is going to be the same thing. So we have run through 9 of the top 10, okay? And now the last one. Last one, right? You know how in real estate they say you make your money when you buy? That's number 1. Ask God to send you a spouse who loves God as much as you do or more. Ask God to send you a spouse who loves God as much as you do or more. Well, Marcus, what if I already have married this spouse? Well, you start praying and you start fasting and you ask God to put a love in their heart that burns bright for him the way your love burns bright for him, maybe even more. Because if your spouse can have a heart of flesh that is open to loving God as much as you do, all of these other ones will fall into place. So really, that's the top 10 right there. I'm sticking by that list. Now, At the same time, I did not say it at the beginning of the video, even though I should have. Hey, if you're not a skilled metal worker family member, go ahead and join. Subscribe right there. Subscribe, man. And if you made it this far in the video, I know you liked it. Go ahead and like that video. And if you're married, know somebody that's married, came from some people that are married. If you've ever seen married people before, go ahead and share this video with at least 3 or 4 of your friends. Okay. So I just want to say thank y'all for paying attention to the video. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you did, hit me up and let me know what you liked. If you didn't, come back next time. Maybe next time you'll like something. And also, if you would, in the comments, go ahead and drop in there maybe your top 10 or your number 1 or your number 1, 2, and 3. Whatever you have done, whatever you do that helps your marriage grow and thrive, put it in the comments. All right, until next time, I love y'all and we out. Peace.